Dear students, welcome to Tungala online classes. Today we'll start with the next questions, that is level 1 questions from our Tungala material. So let us see the question now. Plasmids are extra chromosomal circular DNA molecules. Of course, plasmids are extra chromosomal self-replicating circular DNAs present inside the bacterial cell, right? And these circular DNAs that you have already observed in the bacterial cell, right? If it is one bacterial cell, then inside this one there is a chromosomal DNA, right? This is called as naked nucleus, right? And there are some circular DNAs are also present over here. These are called as plasmids. These are called as plasmids. So these plasmids have one point on themselves, and that point is said to be as ori, origin of replication, right? In the further studies in biotechnology, you are going to study all these things, so right? So, and that point itself is said to be as point of origin of replication, and at that point many copies of the genes are produced there. And this is the self-replicating one, means it can duplicate on its own, right? So this is the nature of this plasmid in a bacterial cell. So let us see the options and which is the statement which is connected to these plasmids. So let us see now. First option, which have their own point of replication and can replicate independently. Of course, they have their own point of replication, right? And can replicate independently. They do not depend on this chromosomal DNA, right? They can independently replicate themselves. Then this is the correct statement for this plasmids. So next statement we'll have to analyze. So which have their own point of replication and cannot replicate independently. They can independently replicate themselves, but this is the statement which is not suitable, means not the correct statement. That's why this is also wrong statement. Which do not have their own point of replication. So they have their own point of replication, and D, none of these. So that is why correct answer is option A. Right? Next question. Which of the following statement is not true about mitochondria? It is not true about mitochondria. So what is the statement which is not true about the mitochondria? So they divide in synchrony with cell cycle. So this statement, understanding this statement is very important one. So synchrony, this word is new for you people. Synchrony means simultaneously, right? So whenever one action is taking place simultaneously, another action must take place. That is said as synchronization, synchrony. See here, cell cycle means what? See here, during the division of a single cell, what happens over here is, cell is in interface. From the interface, it comes to the several stages over here, right? So there two steps are there in division of a single cell. One is called as nuclear division, and cytokinesis means cell division, right? So one is karyokinesis, nuclear division. Karyon means nucleus, nuclear division occurs first. And next one is cytokinesis, that is nothing but cell cytoplasm that divides equally, right? So these are the two steps of cell division, right? If these two steps are taking place in a cyclical way, then it is said as cell cycle, right? Whenever the cell cycle is taking place simultaneously, all the cell organelles must duplicate themselves. But in case of this mitochondria, it does not follow the cell cycle. So the duplication of these mitochondria does not take place during only the cell cycle. right? Independently they divide themselves. This is the nature of these mitochondria. So let us see here the first option. So what is the first option? They divide in synchrony with the cell cycle. This is not the suitable, or this is not true for mitochondria, right? Why? Because they independently divide themselves. Why? Because they are semi-autonomous in nature, since they have their own DNA, right? So already we have studied in theory part. So next one, they contain DNA. Of course it is right. So they contain cristae. Of course, infodings are called as cristae. They are also present in this mitochondria. See here, if it is the mitochondrial structure, so inside this there is infodings that you observe. That is nothing but the inner membrane makes many number of infodings, and those infodings are called as cristae. Cristae you can observe over here. These are called as cristae. Many infodings are called as cristae, right? So they are also present over here, and they store and release chemical energy. Of course, chemical energy they store and they release themselves. So these are all statements correct, but this is the only option A is the wrong statement. That's why this is the correct answer for this question, right? So option A is the correct answer for this question, right? Next one, which of the following control permeability? In the cell, usually the permeability has been maintained by, see here, cell wall is there, cell membrane is there, so and tonoplast is there in case of a plant cell. All these are the things that you can consider. So which are going to maintain the permeability over here? Control of permeability. So we'll have to give permission for the entry and exit of the molecules. That is actually maintained by the plasma membrane, which is said to be as selectively permeable membrane or semi-permeable membrane. That's why it is maintained by the plasma membrane only, right? Then cell membrane is the correct answer for this question. Option A is the correct answer for this question. Next question, endoplasmic reticulum is in continuation with, already we have studied endoplasmic reticulum, it is continuing with, what it is continuing with? Golgi complex, it is said as nuclear wall, it is said as mitochondria, cell wall, right? These are the options given over here. As you are observing in the diagram of the nucleus, this is nucleus you consider. So this nucleus itself is having a double membrane structure it is. So see here, outer membrane is continuing with what? It is continuing with endoplasmic reticulum. See here, this is continuing with endoplasmic reticulum. So that's the answer for this question is nuclear wall. What is the correct answer for this question? Nuclear wall is the correct answer. So it is not continuation with the mitochondria, Golgi complex, right? Cell wall itself. Next one, which one of the following statements regarding mitochondrial membrane is not correct? Mitochondrial membrane is not correct. Which statement is not correct? So confined to the mitochondrial membrane. So the outer membrane resembles a sieve. Outer membrane is permeable in nature. It allows many number of molecules to enter in. Hence it is resembling a sieve. Sieve is nothing but here. So if this is the plate, many pores are provided over it. So that is porous in nature. It allows all the molecules to enter in. This is nothing but sieve, right? First one. Not correct answer will have to identify here. So the outer membrane is permeable to all kinds of molecules. Of course, it is also true over here. Enzymes of electron transfer chain are embedded, right, in the outer membrane. See here, in case of mitochondrial so once again you see the diagram. Mitochondria, it is outer membrane, and this is inner membrane, which has many number of foldings on it. Is it correct? See here, outer membrane has what he is saying, enzymes of electron transfer chain. See here, in case of mitochondria, you will not study here in this chapter in detailed way about the inner membrane. Already I have told you little bit about that one. So in the inner membrane, what happens? ETS or electron transport system it is said as, and many of the enzymes are there. So they are creating electron transport chain, right? Enzymes related with ETS are usually present in the inner membrane, not in the outer membrane. That's why statement, so what is given over here is a wrong one. So then this is not correct about the mitochondrial membrane. So the inner membrane is highly convoluted, forming a series of enfoldings. Of course, inner membrane has a series of enfoldings, right? So that's why, which is not correct regarding the mitochondrial membrane here. It is enzymes of electron transfer chain are embedded in the outer membrane. They are not embedded in outer membrane, they are embedded in inner membrane. That's why this statement is wrong one. So let's go to the next question. What is common between chloroplast, chromoplast and leucoplast? These are the three kinds of plastids that we come across over here. And what is common amongst all these plastids? That is the thing what we'll have to know. See here, what are the options are given over here? Let us see. Presence of pigments. Presence of pigments is one common factor, he says. But in case of leucoplast, actually pigments are not seen over there, right? So that is why these are colorless plastids. They are meant especially for storage of food, different foods like starch, protein, as well as oils as well as fats, right? That's why. So this is not suitable answer. Position of thylakoids. See here, thylakoids. So where they are present, that is also one more thing. And granum. So granum and thylakoids, whether they have or not, that is also a fact. And starch, protein and lipids, they store themselves. So all these are not storing starch as well as proteins as well as lipids. Only the leucoplast can do that one. Ability to multiply by a fission-like process. See here, all the plastids, they can divide themselves on their own, on their self, because of the presence of the chloroplast, which contain, or the plastids which contain their own DNA itself, right? So that's why by binary fission like process they divide themselves. This is a common factor amongst all these three kinds of plastids. That's why correct answer is option D. See here, ability to multiply by a fission like process. Next question is, nucleolus is formed from. What is nucleolus is formed from? Already I have told you. So nucleolus, of course, it is connected with the SAT chromosomes. Nucleolus organizer region, it is called as NOR, N-O-R, right? Hence Hence, SAT chromosomes are responsible for the formation of the nucleolus. These nucleolus may be single one. In some of the cells, usually 2 to 3 or number of nucleoli, that is more. Okay, then which is the correct answer for this question? Option B, SAT chromosomes. Not RNA, not vesicles of endoplasmic reticulum, he says. So endoplasmic reticulum vesicles have their boundary or membrane around them, but nucleolus doesn't have any membrane. It is membraneless cell organelle. Next one, nuclear membrane, he says. It is also wrong. That's why answer is SAT chromosomes. Next question, which take part in detoxification. Detoxification is done by the endoplasmic reticulum. Already, I have explained these one in the functions of endoplasmic reticulum. So this help in detoxification process. So that is nothing but endoplasmic reticulum is the correct answer for this question. Alright? And even endoplasmic reticulum would help in fat synthesis, lipid synthesis. Right? Next question we shall go. Cells are interconnected by plasmodesmata. Cells are interconnected by plasmodesmata. See here, this is one plant cell interconnected with another plant cell. It is interconnected with another plant cell, and those intercellular connections are called as plasmodesmatas. They are called as plasmodesmatas. So the exchange of the materials through these plasmodesmatas that take place over here. Right? So then what is the question? Cells are interconnected by plasmodesmata. Of course, I have shown over here in the diagram. This system is called as, right? What it is called as? Option A, apoplast. Pathways. Already I have mentioned pathways. So if it is apoplast pathway, then the movement of the molecules that take place through the cell wall or the intercellular spaces, right? So that is called as apoplast pathway. Symplast in the sense that the cells are interconnected with the help of plasmodesmata. The materials are moving across through the plasmodesmata from one cell to another cell, and this kind of system itself is said to be as symplast pathway. Plasmodesmata, symplast. Cell wall or intercellular spaces, that is apoplast. Diagrammatically, clearly, I have shown you during theory part. Right? So that's why answer for this question is symplast, not cross connection, none of the above. Right? Next question. Function of endoplasmic reticulum. Once again it is repeated here. So what is the function? Peptide synthesis. The words are somewhat new. So peptide is nothing but, peptide chain is nothing but chain of amino acids. See here, this is one amino acid, this is another amino acid, this is another amino acid, this is another amino acid. So these chain of amino acids are connected with the help of peptide bond over here, and this chain of amino acid totally forms one protein molecule. It forms the protein molecule, right? So that is nothing but protein. Peptide synthesis in the sense that protein synthesis. Next question. Next option. So lipid synthesis. Now only I have told you endoplasmic reticulum plays very important role in lipid synthesis or fat synthesis. That's why option B is the correct answer for this question. What are the next options? Let us see them. So cellulose synthesis. No. Cellulose synthesis doesn't. Pectin synthesis. No. So that's why lipid synthesis is the correct answer for this question. So by this we finished some of the questions. So and next question we'll study now. Yes, come to the next question. What is the next question? In chloroplast, which is most abundant one? Right? See here, some of the enzymes are given over here, which are available in different structures. But amongst them, in chloroplast, which is the enzyme most abundant one. So the detailed study of these enzymes that you come across in photosynthesis, respiration, etc. So in case of higher plants, you will study them thoroughly, right? So just you remember the name of the enzyme which is abundantly or highest in amount, it is available in chloroplast. It is RUBP carboxylase. Is one of the enzyme which is abundant. So one, right? Not phosphatase, transketolase, aldolase, right? Next question. In cilia, the arrangement of microtubules is. So in cilia, we have gone through the structure of cilia, cross section of structure of cilia. Whenever you see, there you will come across. So 9 pairs of doublets that you come across on the peripheral side, right? And 2 are in the middle, right? So this is how all these are interconnected over here, like this, with the help of radial spokes. So then how many microtubules that we come across over here is very important one, that is 9 plus 2. So here 2 singlets are present and circularly arranged 9 are there. Totally 9 plus 2 system is seen over here. That's why the correct option for this question is. So what is the correct option for this question? It is not 9 plus 9, 9 plus 4, 9 plus 3. It is 9 plus 2 system is there. So which one is an enzyme bag? Next question is very important one. So it is called as an enzyme bag. Why? Because it contains many number of enzymes. Which is the cell organ that contains many number of enzymes within it? It is single membrane bound cell organelle called as lysosome. So which is called as suicide bag of the cell. It contains many hydrolytic enzymes. That's why. So the answer for this question itself is, what is the answer for this question? Lysosomes, not chloroplast, mitochondria, endoplasmic reticulum. Next question. Cell organelle connecting cell membrane with nuclear envelope. Very important one. I have already explained this one. If it is cell, so this is nucleus. From the nucleus, there it extends from the nuclear membrane up to the plasma membrane by the endoplasmic reticulum. By the endoplasmic reticulum. This is the membrane that extends over here. That's why the answer for this question is, so that is endoplasmic reticulum. Option A is the right answer for this question. Next question. Absorption of diffusible ions by cells against concentration gradient is called as. Already you know, against concentration gradients, if the molecules wants to move, there is a loss of energy, there is a need of energy especially. So already I have shown you. So there are 100 molecules are present over here on this side of the membrane, and here 200 number of molecules are present over here. It is 200 molecules. But still these 100 molecules has to move across this membrane to the part of this membrane on which 200 molecules are present. So what is needed there? Energy is needed there. So say for example, in one compartment of a train, so 100 members are standing over there, so there is no space for a single person to board the train, but still whenever the movement of the train is going on, that moment 2 to 3 persons will board once again. They are adjusted there. So what is needed? Energy is needed to push all the people there. So what it shows, there is a loss of energy, there is a need of energy for the movement of these 100 molecules towards the next side through the plasma membrane. That's why it is an active process. See the options. absorption of diffusible ions by cells against concentration gradient is called as active absorption. What it is called as active absorption. Passive in the sense that there is no loss of energy at all. So why? Because the movement of molecules take place from the region of their higher concentration level towards the region of their lower concentration level. Here the higher concentration level to lower concentration level they have to move, but instead of that one, so from the lower concentration to higher concentration they are moving. So that's why it is an active absorption. Energy from food is released by, see here, if we want energy, if we are in need of energy, then so there is a need of consumption of the food. When we consume the food, that food that enters into the digestive tract and it comes across many number of enzymes, etc. So that break down that food into simpler absorbable molecules. If the molecules are simpler and absorbable one, they are absorbed by, so they are absorbed by the blood vessels that are surrounding the intestine itself. Okay, so now the food diffusible molecules diffused into the blood vessels, right? So that kind of diffusible molecules, if they want to become, breakdown of food is needed. That breakdown of food that takes place by physical as well as chemical method, right? And once again the breakdown of the food take place in presence of air or oxygen, that leads to formation of diffusible molecules, and that is done by the mitochondria, right, where the energy is produced. Hence they are called as powerhouses of the cell. Then the answer for this question is, what is the answer for this question? That is mitochondria is the correct answer for this one. Not Golgi complex, not ribosomes as well as chloroplast. Next question. Mesosome perform functions similar to, of course, what are these mesosomes? So already I have shown you in the bacterial cell. Now diagrammatically let us see. In bacterial cell, you are observing here. What you are observing here? So this is cell. This is capsule. You consider inside the capsule cell wall is there. Inside the cell wall there is a thin membrane that you come across, and that membrane makes some of the enfoldings like this. And this enfolding itself is called as mesosome. And this mesosome does the same function in case of eukaryotic cell. This is one prokaryotic cell. In that prokaryotic cell, mesosome does one of the functions similar to the cell organelle which performs the same function. The cell organelle like mitochondria, it helps in cellular respiration in the same way. So this mesosome helps in the same process in case of prokaryotic cell. That's why, what is the question here? Mesosome perform functions similar to peroxisome? No. Mitochondria is the correct answer for this question, not lysosome as well as ribosomes. Okay, in theory also I have explained it thoroughly. So in an animal cell, protein synthesis takes place. In an animal cell, protein synthesis takes place. Where does it take place? Ribosomes. So what kind of ribosomes? There are different types of ribosomes that we come across. What are those ones? Some are free ribosomes. They are lying in the cytosol or in the cytoplasm. One thing. And second type of ribosomes, bounded ribosomes. What they are? Bounded ribosomes, means they are attached either to the endoplasmic reticulum or to the nuclear membrane somewhere else. Okay, so there also ribosomes are present. Along with that one, cell organelles within the cell organelles, it acts as, that is nothing but ribosomes present inside the mitochondria, present inside the chloroplast, so they are present of course, right? So that's why there also they help in protein synthesis. But most of the time, so the protein synthesis that take place in the ribosomes which are present in the cytoplasm, as well as they are present inside the mitochondria, right? They help in synthesis of those proteins what are required within the mitochondria, right? So that is my correct answer for this one. Let us see. In animal cell, so protein synthesis take place on ribosomes present in nucleolus and cytosol. This is the new thing. So nucleolus itself is called as what? It is called as a ribosomal factory. Why it is called so? Because ribosomes are synthesized within it, right? Hence it is called as ribosomal factory. But there the protein synthesis does not take place directly. Those ribosomes, they come out of the nuclear membrane or nucleus into the cytosol or cytoplasm. There they start protein synthesis, right? But the ribosomes what are synthesized within the nucleolus, they do not perform protein synthesis process. That's why option A is the wrong one. On ribosomes present only in cytosol and mitochondria. Of course, I have analyzed this option. This is the correct option for this question. And only on ribosomes present in cytosol, only we cannot consider. That's why this is wrong. Only on attached to the nuclear membrane as well as endoplasmic reticulum, he says, that is also wrong. Right? Next question. What is the structural element of cell wall? See here, the structural element of cell wall is, already you know cell wall is made up of cellulose as well as pectin material. So cellulose as well as pectin material, and there in cell wall you will come across, one is middle lamella, primary wall, secondary wall, rarely tertiary walls, right? You have already gone through. But so whenever the cell wall is formed, it is formed due to interception of some of the wall materials. What is interception? Already I have mentioned, right? So accretion as well as interception, if these two words are very clear to you, then you will understand it very easily. See here, the structural parts of the cell wall itself is microfilaments, microfibrils they are called as. So that's why the answer for this question is microfibrils. See here, option D is the correct answer for this question. So arabinogalactans, microtubules as well as matrix is not. Small particles projecting from the inner membrane and cristae of mitochondria are known as. See here, already I had drawn the diagram of this mitochondria. The inner membrane makes many number of enfoldings, and those enfoldings are known as what? They are called as cristae. They are called as cristae. So these cristae, on which, whenever you enlarge the cristae, so on which there you come across this kind of stopped structures, and these are called as F0, F1 particles, or these are also called as oxysomes, right? So elementary particles, etc. they are called as, and they are projecting out of the inner membrane, and those are called as oxysomes. So let us see the options here. One is microsomes. Microsomes are nothing but they are the ribosomes, smallest organelles. Oxysomes is the right answer for this question. Informosomes, myeloid bodies, so they are different one. Alright, next one. Which type of membrane is most abundant in cell? Right? So what type of membrane is most abundant one? Right? The membrane which extends from the nuclear membrane up to the plasma membrane. Already I have told you this one. In the last question, whenever I was solving, that moment I have explained this. That is nothing but endoplasmic reticulum. It makes the circulatory system of the cell and it gives so stability to the cell, or it is acting as the endoskeletal system. Already I have told you, right? So that is the highest membrane bound cell organelle that extend from nuclear membrane up to the plasma membrane. Golgi complex, whenever you see, so there it is also membrane bound one, but that much of membrane is not there as if the endoplasmic reticulum, and these are not distributing across the cell, right? They are lesser one, and the lysosomes or some others, they are very less. Hence endoplasmic reticulum is the highest membranal system that extend over here inside the cell. That's why answer for this question is endoplasmic reticulum. Next one, active transport needs energy. It does not release energy. Option A says release energy. No release of energy that takes place here. Requires energy. Of course, it requires energy for the movement of the particles from the lower concentration to higher concentration. That is against concentration gradients. Concentration gradients is nothing but, see here. So if 100 molecules are over here and 200 molecules are over here, this difference in the concentration of the molecules is called as concentration gradients. Against the concentration gradients, in the sense that 100 to 200 molecules they have to move. So passive transportation means what? 200 to 100 molecules without loss of energy. That's why here the question says active transport requires energy. It does not release any energy and produce ATP. It says so. ATPs are usually synthesized within the mitochondria, right? So hence they are called as powerhouses of the cell. Produces toxic substances. No chance of production of toxic substances during active transport over here, correct? So that's why, so 42 this question, answer for this question is requires energy, not release energy, right? And the next question. So which of the following statements are correct? Which of the following statements are correct over here? Let us see the statements first. So mitochondria contains DNA. Of course it is true. Mitochondria, it has its own DNA. It has its own DNA. Mitochondria has its own DNA which is circular in shape, right? Circular DNA is present. It is the right statement. 70 ribosomes occur in prokaryotes. Of course, it is also a right statement. In prokaryotes, 70 ribosomes are present. This is the right one. This is also right one. Ribosomes are made of phospholipids and oligosaccharides. Is a wrong statement. Why? Because phospholipids as well as oligosaccharides both are present in the plasma membrane. Okay, so but they are not making the ribosomes. Ribosomes are basically made up of RNA as well as proteins. That is 40% of. So RNA as well as 40-60% of RNA as well as proteins they are made up of. This is the fact what we know it during theory, right? And the next statement, ribosomes are not found in Protista and Monera, right? Monera itself is nothing but mainly consisting of the prokaryotes. Monerans are prokaryotes, right? Protista are eukaryotes. Monera, they are primitive organisms. It consisting of true bacteria, right? Eubacteria as well as, so the primitive bacteria, right? Archaebacteria as well as eubacteria. So already you know it better. So that's why ribosomes are present in bacteria, of course. So ribosomes are present in bacteria. Bacterial cell ribosomes are present. So then, so ribosomes are not found in Protista as well as Monera, he says. In Protista, protozoans are the best examples. They are the eukaryotic cells. Eukaryotic cells usually have what? These ribosomes. That's why this is also wrong statement. Options you select from the material itself, right? So I have analyzed here which statements are correct, which statements are wrong. A and B are correct, C as well as D are wrong over here. So these are the some questions that I have solved in this session. So and remaining questions will study in the next session. Thank you.